All right, close enough. Well, thank you all for getting up so early in the morning to attend the first annual Ask Boss debate. Our topic here is to debate the role of specialization versus generalization across the stack in architecture, programming languages, and systems, operating system software. I am your moderator, David Wood from the University of Wisconsin, and I'm up here with a distinguished panel that has volunteered to receive your tomatoes and hard questions later in the talk. We have three categories: architectural support, programming languages, and operating systems. And on the pro side, we have Christos Kazirakis from Stanford University, Kunle Olukotun, also from Stanford, and Ed Bouillon, who got to speak. She's from Stanford, so you see a pattern which I didn't actually recognize when I was assembling the pattern. And is currently at EPFL, and those who don't know, is also founder of VMware. On the con side, we have Chris Hughes from Intel, and he did his undergrad education, correct? And Keshav Pingali, who's at the University of Texas. Notice that Rice is in Texas. And Emma Witchell is also at the University of Texas. And so we have the Stanford versus Texas debate, as well as the pro and the con. And there is a little issue of the people sitting on the left and the right, although it's from the perspective of the moderator and not the audience. So you can read into that whatever you would like. So the pros will be arguing in favor of the resolution, and the nays will be arguing against the resolution. The format for the debate is that each of the debaters will make a 7-minute opening statement. Slides are optional, but I believe they have all opted for that option. We're going to alternate pro and then con positions. We'll start with architecture pro, and then architecture con, and then move on through programming languages and system software. After the opening statements, we will move to moderated questions. So you will direct your questions to me, and then I will direct them to them. It may be obvious who it needs to go to, but it also gives me a mechanism for trying to keep them from agreeing, which we, of course, can all agree is a bad idea. If any of you have to leave, I know a few of you have to catch flights. If you want to write down a question before you leave, please feel free to do so, and just either bring it up to me or give it to someone to do so when we get to questions. And then we will end with 2-minute closing statements, and in classic debate fashion, we'll reverse the order and go con and then pro, again to the architecture, programming languages, and systems order. Okay. Oh yes, I'm looking at my slide pad. I'm sorry. And then finally, the resolution that they're going to be debating is resolve that specialized architectures, languages, and system software should largely supplant general purpose alternatives within the next decade. Okay, so it's not just, oh, we're going to do some specialization, it's really going to supplant general purpose. Okay, so this is the resolution that we're going to debate, but first, we need to be able to pick the winners. Okay, so there is a Google poll. I sent all of you email last night, or had Jean send it. And there is a preliminary poll. If you didn't get the email, you can use this much shorter URL than the one I sent you in the email to do it. That poll is open now, and I will close that relatively quickly. So please vote if you haven't already. Please also only vote once. There's nothing that will prevent you from voting multiple times, please don't. But I do encourage you that if you're sitting near somebody who doesn't have a smartphone or a laptop available, hand it to them and let them vote using your device. So then we'll pick the winners in the way that is done with the the Intelligence Squared debates, if any of you have listened to those, where it's the absolute increase in percentage of you that like their position. So if 15% of you start saying favoring the con position, and at the end it's 20%, that's a 5% increase, and the cons would get 5. Okay. And then there is a reward. So the winners are going to get a fine bottle of California Pinot Noir that Al picked up for us. And the losers will get a bottle of Ripple. No, actually, it's a bottle of the leftovers from the event the other night, but it's not as nice as the winner one. So, okay, so does anybody still need to see this URL? Okay, all right, so let's begin. This will be Christos.